Hi, I'm Anthony Sigismond. I'm the founder and host of the Fourth Man podcast. So I actually have Josh Powell listed next. I thought he played really well when he came on late for Killer Threes last year, and I think, again, I'm factoring in size. I think he's got a little bit more size, and I think teams will covet that. Originally, I wanted to do more sports writing. I wanted to start a blog, and I was really able to take off on my blog last year during the summer. I tried to move out to California. That obviously didn't work. Now I'm here in Atlanta, and I really like to write about these new leagues, as far as the new football leagues, new basketball leagues, and I was blogging about the AAF, the indoor football leagues, the Big Three, WNBA, and I just felt like my message was getting out there by blogs, but I think people were more entertained when they were listening to what I had to say, and I was also able to expand on it a little bit. So I think the biggest thing for me is I'm able to expand on what I really want to talk about, and it's not too confusing. People can kind of hear how I'm saying it, my cadence of how I'm saying it, and really you just connect better with people. I think blogging is such an independent thing, and podcasting is more, you're just having a natural conversation with somebody and talking about things that you enjoy watching or covering. So I think podcasting has, is maybe the new wave. But for some reason, we're also in the draft pool. So like we said, the Big Three is changing the game. They can do whatever the hell they want. They just improvise on the fly. They can retain everybody, but if they don't want to. Kind of the best thing to be able to get your things noticed is to enter into leagues or new startups or just a trend or an idea business that's just now starting for the first time, and kind of hop on that train before it becomes like a bandwagon thing. So for me, there was 8 teams in the Alliance of American Football. I was lucky enough to just have moved here to Atlanta and for them to come out with an Atlanta team. And I was having fun covering the Big Three during the summer, and I'm a big fan of football, and so I wanted to hop on that and say, hey, if nobody else is doing this, I want to be the first one to kind of cover that league. So slowly I was producing some shows. My co-host and I, Cameron McCarty, who's also one of my best friends and Blackman alum as well, and so me and him would just continuously, like weekly, we would do shows, and from there, people in the Alliance, this is not for every league, but people in the Alliance were very accepting of people trying to spread the word of the AAF. And so I think for me, I was very fortunate and blessed to be able to expand, and for them to come on, and for players to come on and be so accepting, and join them in the press box, and just be one of the media, even though step-by-step detail of starting a podcast. Yeah, I think first you got to find something you're passionate about. Obviously, you got to think that this could be something that you could do by yourself if you don't have a lot of friends or a lot of people that are interested in it. So I think first things first is you got to find something you're passionate about and that you think you can talk about. From podcasts don't always have to be long, but preferably people like to listen in 20 to 40 minute range. So if you think that you're on your own and you can talk about it for that long, then I would say you're passionate about it. Second off is just having a good support system around you. It takes time. You need to be consistent at it, and it doesn't have to be weekly. It doesn't have to be daily to have quality content. But you can't just record something and then months later have a second episode come out and expect people to listen and follow. And I think part of doing it so consistently, you have to have a good support system. So for me, my fiance Shelby has been nothing but supportive during this time, even though I use her house. Sometimes I have to do this on late nights and stay up really late to edit really things so I can produce and have my content out when I want it to. And there's times they're going to be frustrated, but I think that she's been supportive when it matters, and I think having that is big. 3, I think you just have to know that you don't have to have a lot of equipment and a fancy office to realize that you can make your dreams come true. The thing I want to benefit the most from doing a podcast is it would be great to work for the Big Three, and it would be great to be one of the guys you turn to as Big Three information. But I think ultimately it's just building your resume, building your portfolio. For me, this is something, sports media is something I want to do in my future. And right now I'm not able to do it just for different circumstances. Jobs obviously in the industry are really hard to get. So I think for me, it's just like a resume builder. And if I can have some success doing it, yeah, I'd love to just only do that and make that my career. But if it's something that's successful and I'm not making money off of it, but people see that I did a really good job and there was some type of following and I put a lot of effort into it and time and I showed that I was passionate and it lands me a job, that would just be just as awesome. So for me, it's kind of just to keep me happy on the side and continue to work at my craft and do what I like to do. And I think if at the end of the day, if I'm like 37, if I'm 67, I still don't have the job I want, but I did what I wanted to, I'll be perfectly content. Podcast to be at Fourth Man Pod, and for Will at Big 3 News, he's obviously a legend in the Big 3 community, but at Big 3 News with the E in news being a 3. Hey, I mean you were in here first, you made big strides and it's paying off. I mean the league's taking off, you take off with it.